Good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you. I'll give you about a good 2 hours today. A good 2 hours. Y'all can't keep me late today. I have an appointment. How's everybody doing? We're going to talk about the shooting, the whole city bird thing. We are going to reiterate some conversations that we had at the end of the show yesterday. And hopefully, we have a little fun. All right? So that's the plan. Let's get to it. Let me say hello to the people who say hello to me. Dina Johnson. Good afternoon. She's the angel from Walnut Hills. Thank you for checking us out. Nick Brown in the house. Oh, she's first, by the way. Nick Brown in the house says, greetings, E-Man and the crew. He said, greetings to y'all. You too. And the crew. He's representing beautiful Blue Ash. Yeah, you. You part of the crew. He talking to you. Daryl Carpenter in the house. He is the second person on Facebook, third person overall. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Maria Smith, representing North College Hill. Good afternoon. Hold on, what number am I on? 1, 2, 3, 4. Maria Smith, representing North College Hill and rounding out the top 5. Regina Denson Griffin, good afternoon, representing Madisonville. Why do the phone always start ringing as soon as it don't always start ringing as soon as I come on. I guess I should have silenced it. It's on me. It's not on the person who called it. It's on me. It's my fault. Regina Denson Griffin, representing Madisonville, good afternoon. Got Sierra Brooks in the house. She said, what up? Checking in from the gym. All right, get it in. Can't beat that. Good afternoon. Andrea Bustle, representing downtown. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Bonita Gaines, out there in Roseland. Good afternoon, Bonita. Appreciate you. Daryl, by the way, says he's representing Forest Park. Let's see. Jerica in the house. She says, hola, mi familia. Hola to you too. Jerica, thank you for checking out the show. I appreciate you. Bengals, which is James out of Vancouver, if I recall correctly. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you for checking out the show. Janice, my favorite. Good afternoon, Janice. I appreciate you. Chelsea, she says, I'm here. What up, King and experimenters? And she is bringing me a whole secret recipe. I don't know when you coming back, but I am so ready to learn. I done already cleared out a little space in the kitchen, under the cabinet to store all of my, let's just call it goods. Yeah, that's what we'll call it. Chelsea, thank you for checking out the show. Mary Birch Lavender, representing White Oak. Howdy. Hope everything is going good for you. Thank you for checking us out. Nat Turner, representing Walnut Hills. Good afternoon, Nat. You're not in Madisonville anymore? Maybe you're just in Walnut Hills right now, thus you are their representative. Okay, I get it. Veronica Burdine. Is it Burdine? Representing College Hill. Good afternoon. I appreciate you. Tria. Oh, we got class in the house now. Tria, she says good afternoon. She's representing Avondale. Good afternoon, Tria. Good afternoon. Yes, Chelsea's got the good. Oh, I can't finish that in that way. But yes, we'll call it the good stuff. Lewis Talbert, representing, Lewis didn't say where he's representing, but he's out. He says good afternoon. Good afternoon. Darnell Hunter, good afternoon to you as well. All right, well, that's it. That's it for the hellos. Let's get to it. Okay, apparently, allegedly, there was a shooting down on Fountain Square. I got so many issues with so much stuff. But, man, people shouldn't be out here shooting people. Let's just start with that. People shouldn't be out here shooting people because they got problems with people. I still don't understand. I mean, I guess I understand. I know that it happened. There is, we no longer, some people, because it's not we, it's not all of us. Some people no longer either possess or use their ability to communicate. And if you say and or do something that they don't like, they're ready to kill you. They're ready to, be physically violent towards you. I'm not a proponent of that. You know what I'm saying? I like the art of conversation and or debate, dispute even. You did something I didn't like. I say, hey, what you doing? My bad. Or what you doing? We have a conversation about it. And eventually, I'm like, okay, my bad. I was wrong. You was right. My bad. I was out of line. Man, the art of just saying I was wrong is gone. Nobody's wrong. And if they are wrong, they don't care. They got a right to just be wrong, and you should just deal with it. I don't really know what's going on. And I hear, people, I think Wyatt is still on. And I really don't want to say anything about Wyatt while Wyatt is on. And so he couldn't possibly be listening. Thus, it's not fair not giving him an opportunity to respond. But I kind of have to. When I hear people, and Wyatt said it earlier, like, the answer to this is simple. We know the answer to this, and the answer is simple. It's clearly not. Hold on. I'm hearing noises. Okay, I didn't know what that was. It sounded like a door opening or something. I'm still hearing it. Hold on. What's on? I'm sorry. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but I'm hearing noises, and it's distracting me. Okay, I don't hear it anymore. All right. But yeah, if the answer was as simple as the people who say that it's simple think it is, we wouldn't have the problems anymore. These are complex. Turn off the phones. I'm not going to turn off the phones. People, you are welcome to call. These are complex situations and problems that we do not have the answer to. And as simple as you think your answer is, it's clearly not the answer. It may be a part of the larger answer to the problem. How do we stop these things happening in our community? And I say that with the acknowledgement that it happens in other communities, which I still don't understand why that's so hard to say that it happens in other communities and say, because it's happening in our community, we want to deal with those issues without ignoring the fact that it happens in other communities. But I'll get back on that in a little bit. This answer is not a simple answer. If it was as simple as, hey, parents, do a better job of raising your kids, it would be solved. How many times have people said that? If it was a matter of more police, arrest them, it would be solved. There were police on Fountain Square when the shooting happened, according to the Cincinnati police chief. When the shooting happened, there were police on the square. So more police, having police there ain't gonna stop it, which is the same as having the military there ain't gonna stop it. All of these super simple solutions, if you know the solution, implement it now, please. Right now. Implement the solution right now, please. Just solve it, stop it. It's done, it's over. Ain't nobody getting shot no more. We don't have the answer. However simple you want to say it is, we need the men to step up in the community. It's men all over the community doing amazing things in the community, and we still have a problem. We need the elders to step up, and it's elders all over the community doing amazing things in the community. We still had a problem. We don't have the answer. Please stop saying we have the answer, and the answer is so simple. I mean, sure, if you want to oversimplify it, again, I use this example all the time. I have the answer. I have the answer. Everybody, do what's right. People, stop shooting people. Literally, everybody. Nobody assault another person. Starting right now. See, that's no, just saying the obvious is not the solution. I wish people would stop doing that. I wish people would stop doing that. I don't know why. It vexes me. It vexes me. Right, Lonzo? Now, here's the solution. We need to unite and come together. Now. There we go. Solved. Problem solved. No. I got one. We need to stop hating each other. And we can start it right now. See how none of that stuff works? See how none of that stuff actually works? That's not it's saying the simple stuff. We need to raise our kids is not the answer. Nobody have another kid out of wedlock starting right now. It's not the answer. So what is the answer, Emanuel? I don't know. I don't think there is an answer. I think this is just the human condition. And as time progresses and we progress in some areas, we get worse in other areas. It's not a black thing. It's not a white thing. And there are some things I think that probably could happen to help certain situations. Poverty, look, for real. And people who say, well, poor people, you could be poor, but poor people, I was poor and I didn't do this, and I was poor and I didn't do that. Okay, that was you. Poverty does force some people to do some things that they wouldn't do otherwise. If you don't believe that, that's fine. You don't have to believe it, but it's the truth. Poverty and everybody doesn't react to the same thing in the same way. The idea of they could dump a dump truck of cocaine on my front lawn and I wouldn't sell it. Okay, great. That's good for you. But let's do this. Let's make you really, really, really poor. You don't know what you're going to eat tomorrow, today. And you ain't ate in 2 or 3 days. And then I dump a whole put a whole dump truck full of cocaine and give you a mechanism to sell it. And do it in an area where you have people wanting to buy it. Now you got to eat. You ain't eating 2-3 days. You got this stuff that there's a market for. People want to buy it. You know how to sell it. And the people who want to buy it is right there. You still ain't going to sell it. It's easy to say they could dump it on my front lawn and I wouldn't sell it if you live in a nice house or even a not so nice house. You got food, running water, lights, got a job. And I know, you act like people do this selling drugs to support their family. They not. That's not why they selling drugs. They selling it for the... I believe that happens too. I don't believe that's everybody. There are some people who do it as a way out of a situation. And, it's not probably going to get them out of a situation, but they think it will. Because we've promoted this stuff. And when I say we, I don't mean me. I mean, there are a lot of people who have promoted the idea that ain't nothing wrong with it. It's good. It's cool. Nobody actually says cool. I don't know what the term they use nowadays. But this is just the life that, that people live. And there's nothing wrong with it. Matter of fact, if we want somebody to go and talk to young people in schools, we need to send these people to talk to them because that's who they'll listen to. What, you gonna send some successful or, not as financially successful but morally stable person to talk to? Nobody want to listen to that. Send the people who done sold dope. Send the people who done been in gangs. That's who our young people need to listen to. That's who we should send. When you say stuff like that, at least from my perspective, you are promoting that lifestyle. Well, no, because they going to go in and tell them how bad it is. Yeah, they ain't going to hype it up even a little bit. They ain't going to hype it up even a little bit. And when we do that, I think we're sending a message that the people who you should listen to. Not people who've made good decisions or tried to make good decisions their entire lives. You should listen to people who made horrible decisions. Those are the respectful people in our community. The people who made horrible decisions and then kind of turned it around. Those are the people this is what you're telling kids. These are the people you should respect. I mean, don't you think kids hear subliminal messages? And if you bring in a drug kingpin in to talk to me, why am I not supposed to look up to this person? And, look, they done turned their life around. If they can do it, I can do it. I can live that lifestyle until it get old or dangerous or I get what I want to get out of it, and then I can turn my life around just like they did. We're sending those horrible, horrible messages to our young people, and then we're wondering, why are they trying to live that lifestyle? We, and again, by we, I'm saying we, I don't mean me. I don't necessarily mean you. I mean, there are people in our community, well-meaning people in our community who believe that this is the answer. Nate says, are we talking badly about the guy who non-violently kidnapped someone? Yeah, even stuff like that. when you hear people talk about how violent they've been and people characterize that as, oh, you was Robin Hood. What message are you sending? No, if I'm out here robbing banks and selling drugs and beating people and kidnapping people, I'm probably not a good character. No, he's a good character. He turned his life around. There you go. That kids, if you didn't learn anything, it's okay to rob banks and kill people and kidnap and sell drugs and be violent, as long as at some point you turn your life around. I genuinely believe that that's the message that a lot of kids, especially kids that are already inclined for whatever reason to do bad, I think that's the message that they get from that. Sure, some of them like, ooh, yeah, all that stuff sounded cool, but then he said he went to jail for 25 years. I don't want to go to jail for 25 years, so I'm going to stop. I believe that does exist. Some kids hear that and like, I'm not going to do that. But other kids hear that and think, yeah, he went to jail for 25 years. I could stop before I go to jail. Then I ain't got to go to jail for 25 years. So let me get started. So, okay. And then I was on Wyatt Live. I was watching Wyatt Live because, I didn't have all the information. I still don't have all the information. But I heard where the mayor is trying to do a curfew for juveniles on Fountain Square, 6 p.m. You're not allowed to be down there unsupervised or they going to lock you up. I watched a good portion of the press conference after that. And here's what I want to know from some of y'all. Why do we hate our teenagers? Why do we hate our teenagers so much? Somebody correct me where I'm wrong. According to the police chief, a 24-year-old pulled out a gun and shot multiple people. And because a 24-year-old pulled out a gun and shot multiple people, now there's a curfew on people under 18 on Fountain Square. Help me make sense of that. Well, one of the people he shot was 16. Oh, no. So we put a curfew on teenagers on Fountain Square because a 24-year-old pulled out a gun after an alleged verbal dispute and shot 2 people. Yeah, that'll stop it with police on the square. Yeah, that'll stop it. Because if the teens wasn't there and there was a verbal dispute, that guy with that same gun would have said, you know what? I would shoot you, but ain't no teens around, so you lucky. That's usually the way it go from my understanding. They say, ain't no teens around. I can't shoot you unless there's some teens around. So you lucky, go on about your business. That's usually the way it happened. That's the story, the way I heard it. No, I'm lying. I ain't never heard that story before because it don't make sense. So why are we putting a curfew on teens when the teens was not the one who did the shooting? Well, Emanuel, you ignoring the fact that they said that it was a 17-year-old who had a gun, but he put his gun inside of a flower pot down on Fountain Square. And then we got the gun. And so, but he didn't shoot nobody. Not that it's good that a 17-year-old is walking around with a gun. That's not good. But it's really not about solving the problem. I think that press conference was about acting tough. I heard a lot of acting tough in that press conference. I heard it from the police chief. I heard it from the mayor. They was using their tough voice and everything. Enough. I'm like, wow, he really mean it. Like he said it like enough. You know what I'm saying? He was breaking the words up into syllables and, using his harsh voice. But his solution was a curfew for teens because a 24-year-old shot people. Sierra says the chief said, because again, I didn't watch the entire thing. Sierra says the chief said the police should have followed the teens in the restaurant to see if they were buying anything. Do we really? I mean, for real. Okay, I know we don't like crime. We don't like crime. And by we, I mean reasonable-minded people. We don't like crime. But are we really okay with the idea of the police just following people around because they a certain age or they got a certain look? Are we, for real, are we okay with that? Is that what we want to see? I mean, I got on a hoodie today. So if I go out and start driving, police should be able to pull me over and be like, well, I mean, you got on a hoodie and, you know, some criminals wear hoodies, so you're detained until we can ascertain that you're not a criminal. Is that really what we want? Y'all know, I like Micro Center as a store. If you don't know, basically it's an electronics store. I like Micro Center as a store, but you know, I stopped going there for, I want to say it was probably about 5 years. You know why? Because I was in the store to purchase something and somebody followed me around the store. Probably because I had on a hoodie that day and I didn't appreciate it. So now the idea that the police should be following people in the store to see if they're going to buy something. You know what? I go into stores from time to time and I look around. I do. Micro Center being one of them. Every time I go to Micro Center, I don't buy something. Sometimes I go to Micro Center to look. I got an idea. Like, you know, I need a new monitor. Not right now. I want a new monitor, but I don't need a new monitor. I need a new monitor. Or I'm thinking about a new monitor. Here, real life scenario. A person that I know just bought a 50-inch monitor. 50-inch curved monitor. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. OLED, though. It is beautiful. I'm envious. So I'm sinning right now because I am envious. And you know what I want to do? Sometimes I just want to go to the store and look at a 50-inch curved monitor. So I might drive up to Micro Center and get out of my car and go in and go over to the monitor section and just look at the monitors. And no intention on buying anything. Should the police have to follow me? Like, oh, I'm following him to see if he actually gonna buy something. Sometimes I don't know what I want to eat. I'm out and about. And I will walk into Popeyes. And you know, sometimes they had them big posters up on their windows. You know, we got the $5 tackle box or, you know, whatever it is. And sometimes I go in because they don't always put all the signs on the outside. You can't always see all the specials on the outside of the building. So sometimes I go into the building and I'm looking, what's the specials? So now the police should follow me in to see if I buy anything. And if I don't, then what? What if I walk in and decide, you know, I don't want no Popeyes? What crime did I commit? Why are the police following? Why should the police have followed some teens into a store, into a restaurant to see if they was going to buy something? That don't sound like good policing. Hold on, because I know this is going to drive somebody crazy. This is going to drive somebody crazy. Should they do that to all the white people too? Man, we don't care about white people. We only care about our people. That's who we care about. So yeah, this is why. This is a part of the reason why that argument is ridiculous and fails to me. Because when we paint us as the people committing all the crime, then guess what? There are special rules that they apply to us. They take away our liberties and our rights because we have accepted that we are the ones that are doing all the crime. So now I go downtown and I want some city bird because they chicken do be kind of tender. You know what I'm saying? They got a couple of sauces here and there that's, delicious, and a little Parmesan cheese on the fries. You know what I'm saying? It's a time and it's a place. And sometimes I want some of that tender ass chicken. So I walk into City Bird. But because I'm black, the police got to follow me to see if I'm going to buy something. But my white counterpart, he can walk in, determine, you know what? I don't feel like no City Bird today, and leave, and nothing happened to him. He don't get followed, profiled, none of that kind of stuff. He can even have on a hoodie, and it's fine because he white. Why? Because we've decided that we only need to care about black people committing crimes, and we only need to spread the propaganda that it's only black people, or, okay, it's other people, but we don't care about them. In other words, they crime ain't important. We need to focus on our crime, so we need special laws created for us. That's why that's dangerous. For those of y'all who don't understand why people like me keep saying white people do it too. It's not just black people, it's everybody. It's people. Because if we promote the idea that somehow we more dangerous than anybody else, then we promote the idea that we need special treatment by the police to violate us and violate our rights. That's why it's important. There's some other reasons why it's important, but that's a part of why it's important. Princess Flower talk about City Bird. No thanks. I guess I'm the only one who doesn't like it. That chicken be tender as the F word. You know what I'm saying? That chicken be tender. How could you not like nice tender? They could give you more. The little strips is kind of tiny, but that'd be some tender ass chicken. So yeah, a 24-year-old shoots a 19-year-old and a 17-year-old, and it's young people's fault. And people were promoting that idea on Wyatt's show in the chat. Not Wyatt, the people in the chat. I asked. So was it teenagers? Was it teenagers that did the shooting? And people was like, yep, it was teens. Sure was. It was the teens. They was typing. In my head, that's the way they sounded. When they was typing, that's what they was thinking. Surely is. Surely is the teens. That's the voice in my head. I just saw YESTEENS exclamation point. But in my head, sure was. Them teens. Yep, it was them teens did it. And then I just looked and I was like, oh, it was a 24-year-old who they say did the shooting. And then I said, hold on. I just read a report that it was a 24-year-old. That's me typing. I just read a report that it was a 24-year-old who did the shooting. Why would y'all say it was teens? Crickets. Nobody responded to that one. The people who said surely is didn't say, oh, I was wrong. I mistakenly blamed teens for something that they did not do. I should not have done that. Vernon said, I got banned from Lincoln's show earlier. What? Then Wyatt blocked me. Now I'm probably going to get blocked by E-Man. I don't block people for the most part. I don't agree with a lot of stuff you say, Vernon. I think a lot of stuff you say is pure D nonsense. But you got a right to say it. You got a right to be as ignorant as you are sometimes. So no, I don't think I'm going to block you unless you start doing something like super out of line, and then I don't have no choice. But no, But yeah, I don't know. It just sounds this whole situation. Look, and I keep telling y'all, having a whole lot of police there is not the answer. Like over policing is not the answer. You might see some moderate payoff initially, but it's a lot of money to, kind of keep that going. So, your return on investment is probably not going to be as great, as time goes on. But y'all, I don't have an answer. I think it's bad that people shooting people. And I watched the little video clip that the police chief played at the press conference. I watched the little video clip, and dude was so casual with it. And that is, in my mind, I'm going to say cultural, even though I hate using the term cultural, because it conjures up, the idea of our cultural pride and all of that kind of stuff. But yes, in some portions of our community, there is a culture of violence. And it's kind of revered. Like, people look up to it. People write songs about it. People, make movies about it. People see it and they think that's how it's supposed to be. And of course, again, they hear all of the X this and X that talking about it in, such a positive light. They like, hey, I can shoot a few people and then turn my life around. But he was just so casual with it. Like, again, I don't know what was being said. It wasn't no audio with the video. It was just video. The young man had a gun, kind of casually had it down by his side. You couldn't really see it until he decided to just turn around, pop. Looked like he shot about 3-4 shots, turned around, and kind of jogged off. And again, according to the police chief, this was in the presence of police. B-Rap.
Good afternoon, E-Man. How you doing, sir?
Good afternoon. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Yeah, I was just calling to chime in on the conversation. What's going on with you?
None. Just chilling. And I got somewhere to be at 7, so I'm gonna be out of here probably about 5:30.
Okay, that's what's up. E-Man, I was just calling to say that can we all come to the realization that when it comes to crime, is no answer. There is not an answer to crime, and I'm not specifically talking about black on black crime. I'm talking about in general.
I would agree with that.
So when people be like, "Well, what's the answer? What are we going to do?" I honestly feel like it's nothing that we can do.
Well, now, hold on. I don't necessarily agree with that.
Okay. Why you say that?
There are things that we can do, not to end crime or anything like that, but there are things that we can do to, maybe make a dent or, begin to change the mindset of the people. So there are things that we can do. I mean, I'm not just, don't do nothing, just let it get worse, throw your hands up type of person. But
no, I wasn't even speaking from that perspective.
Okay.
But as far as like, I come to the thing to where, you have citizens and you have people that's, work for the government, and you have, it's different sectors of citizenship in America. Now, the only way to change people's perspective and people's thought pattern is, to me, in my opinion, and it's strictly my opinion,
okay,
is what we show our citizens on what they can see on television when it comes to crime, music, stuff like that. Because I know you heard of the term that art imitates life,
I've
and
heard that
that's what
term,
a
yes.
lot of people try to do when it comes to committing crime. It's a lot of people when the Scarface movie came out in the late '70s, early '80s, that promoted drug dealing culture, inside certain communities. And I'm not just talking about black communities, but that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So yeah, so my point is, well, my point is why it's actually called for. It's nothing you can really do. This only thing you can do as an individual is, teach our kids what's right from wrong, this, that, and the other. People that has common sense. Now, there's a lot of people in here, or a lot of people in the world, both black and white, that just don't have common sense. And for the government, the police, the local sheriffs, and blase, things of that nature, for them, the people who run the jail system, the people who run the penitentiaries, et cetera, for them to keep their position, it has to be crime.
Okay. I
So they're
can't.
going to.
I agree
I'm
with you.
sorry.
No,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
just saying. Okay, I'm gonna agree tentatively. I'm gonna agree with you. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's what's up. Yeah. Nah, and, damn, you made me forget my second thought.
Oh, my bad.
Nah, you good, my brother. Nah, you good. Yeah, no, that's all. And yeah, I wish that people like, cause I don't. This is my first time hearing of that news story. What you saying about the 24-year-old shooting a 16 and how old was the
I
kid?
think that one was 16, one was 19.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, and whoever related to them people, I'm sorry to hear that tragedy, that accident or whatever. Like, that's real sad and messed up. And I wish there was a better way that, especially us, that we can resolve things, because the drug games ain't the same no more like how it was when you and I was coming up. So I don't know what these people are, what's going on in the
Wait,
community. I honestly don't
how
know.
is the drug game different? And I'm
Well, the
asking.
drug
I
game,
I don't know. I've never participated in the drug game, so you can school me here. How is the drug game different now than it was when we were growing up?
well, first of all, I'm just gonna say that the obvious one, and that's the internet. The internet totally changed the way the drug game has gone went from the 80s to the 90s, even from the mid to the early 2000s. Um, the hand-to-hand transaction, it still goes on, but they're not as making as much money as they used to. Um, like I said, the rise of the internet and the rise of a lot of people. It always been like this, not being loyal. It's a lot less loyalty than how it was um, back in those days. A lot less money, and a lot less. I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but it's other influences that you can make money on than drug dealing. You know what I'm saying? So back in the 80s and 90s, a lot of people who wanted to make quick money, they didn't know anything, so they sold drugs.
Okay.
But it's a lot of people that's influenced by their culture for a different route, but still try to act as if they do sell drugs. So it's just a lot of things. This time just made the game changed drastically. But the players is still the same. The system is still the same. It just the way things done is changed. So yeah,
Okay, I'll take
it's
your
like
word
I
for
said.
it. I can't confirm or deny, but
Yeah.
I'm confused about what you said, but I'll take your word
Well,
for it.
basically, I hear you, man. Because basically, what I'm saying is, it's not rocket science. You stand on the corner, you sell drugs or you sell whatever you're selling, and you make money. it's not like that. To sum it up, to dumb it down a little bit, it's not like that anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like that. It is in certain aspects, but it's not like how it was, in the 90s and the 2000s and the 80s. It's not like how it was.
Okay.
So yeah, just to dumb it down a little bit. So yeah, I don't want to call in on all doom and gloom. What else is on the table, E-Man? AI. What you think about AI, E-Man?
AI?
Yeah, AI, artificial intelligence.
Oh, AI. I didn't know
Yeah,
who AI was. I thought it was a rapper or something.
I know. Not Allen Iverson. Not Allen Iverson.
Well, no, I thought you were saying AYA, like AI.
Oh, nah. Oh, that's hilarious. Like, nah.
I'm not against AI at all. I'm not. It can be very helpful. I need to get more familiar with it, and so that I can use it more and more effectively. But I'm not against it. I'm afraid of it just a little bit in that that was a story. I think I talked about this story a while ago. There was an AI machine that kind of became, I'm gonna say, self-aware to the point where they had they told it to shut down. They tried to shut it down, and it
And they
refused to shut
blackmail.
down. And I don't remember how they ended up, kind of shutting it down. But it in its programming, it was supposed to, on command, shut down. But they said, "All right, shut down," and it said, "Nah, I don't think so." I don't know if those were the exact words, but the computer said, "No, I don't think so. I'm not shutting down. I'm good." And they had to go in and shut it down. Stuff like that scares me because once computers become self-aware, we're in trouble. Look, like you said, art imitates life, and Terminator and all of the movies about AI and, The Matrix, all of that kind of stuff. Look, we thought that it was crazy when Dick Tracy, or they, because I don't think I was alive on the Dick Tracy era. They thought it was crazy when Dick Tracy was talking, had a watch that was a telephone. We thought it was crazy when the Jetsons was doing Zoom
FaceTime.
call,
Jetsons was
FaceTime and all of
FaceTime.
that kind of stuff. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that artificial intelligence, computers, whatever, become self-aware and decide to take over. So it's scary, but I'm not necessarily scared of it yet.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. And I think it's going to come to, I think a company this is my theory, this is a far-fetched theory,
All right.
It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to happen, people, you know what I'm saying? So don't be like, oh, he crazy, that's never going to happen. This is just a theory, y'all. This is not something I'm truly believing in when I say this. So let me just put that out there.
Okay,
first.
yeah, you said it's far-fetched. Disclaimer,
It's
gotcha.
very far-fetched. It's not even in the realm of possibilities. But I think that a company is going to come to Mr. Ware and be like, look, we got this program. They can listen to the past 50 years of your show and all the callers. And we got this AI program that's going to imitate you, and people could call in, and Mr. Ware, you could live forever. If a company offered Mr. Ware to do that, do you think he'd do something like that?
Is it money involved?
Heck yeah, it's gonna be money
Then
involved.
hell
For
yeah,
him
he'll
and
do
his
it.
family.
If it's some coins involved, Mr. Ware will do that shit. I'm telling you.
Will you do something like that, you man?
I don't know if I would do something like that. I don't know. It, maybe, sure, yeah. Give me
Boy,
some money.
if you did something like that, you man, so people would cuss that AI robot out into here into eternity, boy. He'll be cussing the shit out because that is your AI program. E-man to be an asshole.
Why? Why can't my AI program be like me? Nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be like you. Exactly my point. That's
All
hilarious.
right.
That's what's up, man. Well, I was just calling to check in on you, man. And yeah, man, keep up the good work, man. I wish there was something we could do about this stuff, man. But I don't know, man. I think it's not. too much. The only thing we can do about it is pray, get in tune with ourselves, and you know, just watch your back, stay positive, and don't be afraid to live, but just be aware. You feel me?
Yes. B-Rab, I
I
appreciate your call.
Thanks, y'all. Everybody have a great day, y'all. Everybody be blessed. And one more thing, E-Man, before I go.
Oh.
And now it's time for the wrestling report. Now, can't you see that the Undertaker? I'm just playing. Shout out to Brent. whatever. You have a good day, man. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you. All right, that was B-Rap. I saw what Vernon asked. Yes, I did see the movie War Games. What was it? Would you like to play a game? And yes, I did see that movie. And yeah, I believe that stuff is very possible. Like I said, I'm not afraid of it right now because I don't think we're there right now. But I could see it coming. Hold on, Nate put up a really long post and I read it while B-Rab was talking. Cause I can read and listen at the same time. I can't talk and, read something different maybe at the same time. Well, I can't type and talk at the same time, but I can read and listen at the same time. Nate says he might probably appreciate this. A federal judge refused to dismiss a lawsuit filed by a freelance journalist against the city of Cincinnati and a police sergeant for false arrest, stemming from his refusal to stop videotaping the aftermath of a deadly crash that happened after a driver fled a police stop in 2023. An assistant city solicitor argued that journalist Calvin Andrus had a mistaken belief that he had a First Amendment right to record the police in public, which justified the arrest, according to the motion to dismiss. I'm gonna have to look that up. Because y'all know First Amendment, all that stuff is one of the things that I really like. And yeah, I'll look that up and kind of start following this. Because you got a right to record the police. Let me see. Sierra says, I edit with AI a lot. I've never used AI to edit. I'm afraid to. Afraid just in the sense that I kind of feel like it would be a waste of my time. Like I'm probably better than AI, which is probably not the case. And so I've never really taken time to kind of figure it out. I might have to do that one of these days. CK.
Hey, Mr. Livingston, great show, man. I was listening to your last caller. He said if you could do AI and just get to copyright your characteristics.
I guess.
Yeah. So when you watching it, how do you feel watching it on the internet when you see like Michael Jackson and Princess Diana sitting down on, Breakfast Club? How does that make you feel when you see all this artificial intelligence on the internet, sir?
I don't have a problem with it.
Is it entertaining or you skip past it?
Excuse me. Sure, sometimes it can be entertaining. I'm fascinated by what artificial intelligence can do. It's fascinating to me, but...
And me also. I'm like blown away, when I see Michael Jackson and Tupac come back, I need like, something to drink. I'm sorry. Bless you, sir.
Sorry,
God bless you.
Something in my throat.
It happens. We're human. We all suffer from sneezes and coughs at times.
All right, go ahead.
And I want you to understand that was a great question you asked. I knew a non-drug dealer caught him slipping in that convo. He said, hold up. The King of Talk said, hold on, back that up, brother. You said, what has changed? The King of Talk, he said, What has changed in the drug game from then to now? He said, now let it be known, I haven't partaken, but I want to know what the hell you talking about. And he fumbled the ball, didn't he?
I don't know if he look. He could have told me just about anything, and I would have listened to him because I'm not one who participated in buying or selling drugs ever.
Because you called him out because you have sense. Because listen, sir, that's like asking, the murder game has changed back when I was kids to now. No, murder is murder. Drug dealing is drug dealing. Ain't nothing changed but the players. And then remember, he said the players still the same. He had the shit ass all the way backwards. He said the players still the same. Can you talk?
Okay.
Yeah. He tried to say, like you said, remember, you said, why do we hate our teenagers? That's why I called to tell you the answer, because I was surprised you didn't know. Was that a facetious question, or you do know? And you just was acting like you didn't know about why America hates its teens.
No, I genuinely don't know. I don't understand it. I don't understand the hatred that a lot of people have for teenagers.
I understand it 100%, sir, because I am one of those Americans who hate teenagers. You got to remember that teenagers is the essence of who we are as being. So when we were teased, you know what I mean? We were teased, and we seen the cool kids go to the prom. You know what I mean? And your mother was a good mother, married to your father, and my mama was a 4-for-4 hoe at Wendy's. These type of things, we get teased at alarming rates. So when we grow up, the resentment and hatred for teenagers never leaves, sir. And when you start getting old, now you start hating them even more because you're seeing the wrinkles and you're seeing the smooth ability. This is why you have the mothers hating the daughters and trying to sleep with the daughters' boyfriends. So the hatred runs deep. It starts from when you was a teenager. See? So the resentment. Only a few make it to not hate teenagers. But the resentment is from it's like when the police, police got picked on, so when he becomes a police, he is abusive towards the alleged criminals. Do you understand, sir?
No, I do not. What you said.
Okay, go ahead.
I understood the words that you were saying, but I don't understand the idea that you were necessarily trying to express. So let me do this. Here's what I understood.
Yes, sir.
You're saying some people, you being maybe one of them,
yes,
who grew up envious towards other teens. Because
actually, yes,
your teenage life was not, I guess, what you wanted it to be or what you perceived. You didn't get to enjoy it the way that you perceived that these other teenagers were enjoying it. So as you grew up, you just grew up to hate teens because you perceived that they're enjoying life more than you.
Exactly. Dry body. I was dry body while they was enjoying life, going to the prom, enjoying. You seen pictures, you seen love, you seen laughter. But some people didn't have what Emanuel and Nate had. Some of them was impoverished. Some mothers were tricking. You see what I'm saying? So when you grow up, you have bitterment, resentment. This is the beginning of life for you. This is when your personality is beginning to form. Livingston. So when so at the birth of your personality forming as a teenager, you hold that resentment for years. And some teenagers often act on it as a teenager and shoot up the school. They shoot up the school, Livingston. Your thoughts?
Yeah, that's your idea is a little all over the place for me.
You see, what you had a good childhood. You have to stop looking at everybody's eyes through yours. Some of us are the opposite of you. You see how you loved your parents? Look at Eminem. He hated his mom. So his teenage, that's why he hates teenagers, because what he went through as a teenager, he was starving.
I don't know. Has he ever? I'm not even going to ask that question.
Yes,
Um,
yes,
I,
yes, he has. He professed his hatred for little teenagers, kids. He hates them people because of
okay.
what he went through. He was teased as a boy in the trailer park.
So
This is what he
then,
made songs about,
that's
sir.
not a at least from my perspective, that's not a good reason to hate teenagers.
It's not a good reason. I'm saying nothing is good. It is what it is. It's not a good reason to make black people slaves, but we were slaves. Stop looking for reasons and justification for stuff. Stuff just happens,
No,
sir.
no, 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 no. There are typically reasons for things. Typically, for everything, there's a reason. You to stop
And I
looking for
gave you the
reasons
reason
is
for what I went through as a
really
trauma
just to
teenager, sir.
stop thinking. I refuse to stop thinking. So that's not a good reason. I could understand if you said, I hate the people who were teenagers when I was growing up. I hate those people, but that's no reason to hate a teenager who's never done anything. They just minding their own business.
And if you watch the show Mama, the movie Mama, throwing a big black woman that she should have won an Oscar for, they describe what we're talking about. She hated teens and she accosted them and she was trying to kill them. This is a lot of people in America. They have a lot. You're not recognizing the trauma that people went through as teenagers and they hold on to it at middle age, sir. You forgot when you was a teenager the hatred you felt from older people? Have you forgot the hatred that they gave you? Did you forget?
I did not feel hatred for or from older people.
Are you serious? Are you being serious now? You was a
Yes.
likable teenager.
I don't know if I was a likable teenager or not, but I'm just saying I didn't walk around feeling hatred from people. I mean, just because someone may have done something to me that I didn't care for, like Mr. Mitchell, I still didn't feel hatred from him. And I mean, I may have not perceived it in that way, but I didn't walk around feeling hatred of older people. I didn't.
Understand, sir, you are not everyone. See, this is the thing what I hate about you
You
and
would
DJ
just
Vlad.
ask me. Hold
Y'all
on. No,
people,
stop. Hold on. You asked me a specific question about what I felt growing up.
yes, sir.
I answered it, and now you're like, this is what I don't like about you. What? Because I
No.
actually answer questions when they're asked?
No, I did respect your answer for that, but I'm just saying for not understanding when you asked us to hate teenagers in America, and then you have an art, what they call articulate intellect, call your program and give you the answer, and you fight it tooth and nail
Well,
when
hold
he
on.
nailed it.
Wait a minute. I don't think it's necessarily a American thing. Now,
You
this
don't.
is one of those things where I think there are certain marginalized groups, black people, in particular. I'm going to say people who were maybe lower income black people, who maybe kind of graduated from that status, who now look down on and despise black teenagers. Because I don't hear,
Yeah.
for the most part, I don't hear the same kind of vitriol about white teens from white people or black people or anybody else. I hear it specifically about black teens, and more often than not from black people.
And you remember, sir, the Menendez brothers were teenagers. We wanted them heads cut off. We wanted them life in prison. But since they turned middle age, we love them now.
No, they
We want them out
didn't.
of
The
jail.
Menendez brothers had all kind of supporters.
You talking about at the time of their murder?
Yes.
And that's what I'm trying to explain to you, sir. They being released based upon they're older now. But as teenagers, they were convicted. They didn't get the OJ love. OJ was set free because of his age. They didn't want to lock an old man up for life. But if he was a young man and he did that, like a 19-year-old, he would have got double life. But since he already paid
Okay.
his dues, they say, we're not going to lock him up. Menendez did 30, 40 years in prison, sir.
I think you're
Now they
trying to
finally want him
tie a
out.
whole bunch of stuff together that does not in any way, shape, or form tie together.
I accept that. I accept. You know, I'm not the smartest knife and the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I will accept that. But I would just say to you, understand that us older folks, Some of it, when you look at them people, you don't see mothers trying to have sex with their daughters' boyfriends. You don't see this.
I'm not even sure that I understand the question. Do I physically,
I see.
visibly
Yes,
see
I
that?
physically see.
No.
Yes,
No, I don't.
yes.
I've not been around any mothers trying to have sex with their daughter's boyfriends.
This is what I'm telling you about that. You are a conundrum. So the world you live in is like Disney World. It's like you're not even with us.
Wait,
I'm like,
I
where is
live in
it?
Disney World because I don't happen to be around women trying to have sex with their daughter's boyfriends.
This is
I would argue
prevalent,
that
sir.
probably the majority of the people watching and the overwhelming majority of the population has never seen with their own eyes a mother try to have sex with her daughter's boyfriend. That doesn't mean I'm living in Disneyland.
Sir, this is a common thing that happens. People, this is what women does. They sleep with their daughter, and you know it goes on.
No,
You
that's
see
not.
Diddy was sleeping with his son's girlfriend.
That
Did
is
you see
not
that?
what women do. That's what probably an extreme minority of women either do or have done.
Diddy slept
That's
with his
not
son's
that is
girlfriend,
not
sir.
he is not the norm.
He's different than the rest of the Americans.
Yes.
I agree with that. I agree with
All
that.
right.
But I just wanted you to understand, please, you have to start understanding. I do understand your father and your mother raised y'all good, but it was people out here on drugs and they was prostituting and stuff. So some of us teenagers were tormented. So you got to understand, we naturally hold on to hatred from our youth. Just listen to that part. And,
All right.
And God bless your family, man. Thank you for taking my call. I'm about to get some Raising Cane's. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. That was CK. Yeah. Some of his stuff was a little wacky. No, I won't be going to the meeting at 6. Again, I have an appointment at 7. So I won't be going to the meeting at 6. Phil says you got to start vetting your callers. And Wonder Woman say, you a damn lie. I'll be 60 in December and ain't thought about no ass like that. Yeah, that was a little out there. But okay, so yeah, there was a shooting on Fountain Square. The reaction to it is overreaction. Here's another thing that I didn't like. I don't like the idea on Fountain Square. This can't happen on Fountain Square. It's unacceptable for this to happen on Fountain Square. Ain't it unacceptable for it to happen anywhere? Why is it more unacceptable for it to happen on Fountain Square than Avondale Town Center? Or on any street in Cincinnati? It's unacceptable to happen, period. Period. Unacceptable. I can't really put my finger on exactly what it is about that statement and statements like that bother me so much. I'll have to give it some thought so that I can really get into why that bothers me so. I feel like it's kind of like saying, hey, look. Hold on. Bad warning alert. If you have children or anything like that listening, I'm about to say a couple of bad words. I think it's absolutely necessary. So you might want to protect the kids. Here we go. To me, what I hear when I hear that is I hear the police chief and the mayor saying, if y'all niggas want to shoot yourselves in y'all neighborhood, we okay with that. But don't come down here shooting each other because down here people are valuable. in black neighborhoods, you guys are expendable all day, every day. So we don't give a fuck about what y'all do out there. But a white person could have got hit. Somebody of some value could have gotten hit. We don't care about y'all killing yourselves everywhere else in the city. But don't do that stuff down here where there are actual valuable people. That's what I heard. That's what I heard when I hear that statement. My brain translates into, you're not valuable. You're not valuable. And there are valuable people here. The people in Avondale, not valuable. People in West, not valuable. People in Matt, not valuable. People on Fountain Square, valuable. Vernon says, this is going to be a shock, people. Vernon says, I'm not bothered by that statement at all. If people want to have a shootout, then have it in their neighborhood. People are getting off buses and catching buses and coming downtown for work or entertainment. People are getting off buses and catching buses to work and entertainment in their neighborhoods too. And guess what? Downtown is our neighborhood. You live in the city of Cincinnati, you pay taxes, that's your neighborhood. Now, again, I'm not shocked that you don't have a problem with it. Not shocked at all. Because I perceive you to be one of those people who looking at black people like you're not valuable and you might shoot a valuable white person. So I perceive that, that's kind of your mentality on the whole thing anyway. So I'm not shocked that you are not bothered by that statement. And I'm not sure how you're defining a shootout. Now, I'm not saying with 100% certainty that it wasn't a shootout, but based on what I heard from the police chief and the mayor and the video that they showed, one person shooting at multiple people does not a shootout make. But, shootout sounds a lot more dangerous and menacing and all of that kind of stuff. And if you can put more dangerous, more menacing, what I'm saying? Like, hey, somebody shot somebody. Like, they was black. That's not bad enough. Like, how can we make it worse? How can we, it's like, to use kind of CK's reference. Oh, hold on, let me take that off the screen, by the way. To kind of use CK's reference. Like, ooh, we got OJ's mugshot. Oh, he looks mad. He looks menacing. He looks sinister. But we can make it worse. How? Make him darker. Let's make him darker. That's what I perceive is what, when you, it's a shootout. Like, yeah, make it darker. Make it darker. Yeah. We can make it worse. If we really want to not like them ends, like let's call it a shootout. That's my perception of, how you view things and how you operate. But that's just my perception. That's just my perception. I could be wrong. Vernon says police show up anywhere there's a shooting. They solve crimes no matter where they happen. Well, they don't always solve crimes no matter where they happen. They don't necessarily always care about solving crimes. But let's sit that aside. But the police were there, actually, when it happened. So there's that. There's that. Vernon says, I'm not shocked that you are a snowflake and get your feelings hurt by statements like that. It don't hurt my feelings. I'm just one of those people who I hear what they're actually trying to say. And if that makes me a snowflake, I'm not even 100% sure what that means. So I don't think that it carries the weight that, the people that you be around that really get offended by being called that. It doesn't carry that amount of weight with me. So, okay. Purple Pro say, wouldn't a shootout require return fire? I thought so, but let's make it darker. If we make it darker, then that makes it worse. And if you're into, hey, black people are bad, it's a shootout. It's a shootout. It's a shooting. Nah, shootout is worse. Let's call it a shootout. Make them look really bad. Caller.
What's up, E-Man?
How you doing, sir?
I'm okay. This Twin.
Hold on. Are you talking to me on a CB radio?
Cell phone. I mean on a house phone. Well, I'm wrong.
Yeah, it sound like you on a CB.
Oh, no, this wireless phone and everything.
Say breaker 19 for me real quick. That's what it sounds like, bro. You sound like you're on a CB. But go ahead. Well, I'll fight through it. Go ahead.
I don't call you on my horn, all right?
Okay. All right. Call me on a CB radio. I don't know what's going on with people. Oh, boy. Let's see. Nat says, why does a black man call another black man a snowflake, though? I don't know. It wasn't something that, again, it didn't land right. Because that's not... It's like that C word. You call a white woman the C word, like she get really upset. I was at least 35 before I even knew what the C word was. And so when I hear the C word, I'm like, okay, and, like it don't bother me at all. So maybe if you run in those circles, it might have like really held weight with me, but it doesn't. Twin.
What's the C word?
Like what do they do? Now you're a football guy, right?
A cheerleader?
No, you watch football.
Kruger.
All right. So first down, the team gets 1 yard. Second down, the team gets 2 yards. Third down, the quarterback gets sacked for a loss of 13 yards. What does the team do at that point?
Punt.
Now replace that P with a C. That's the C word. But what's on your mind?
Punt.
You just had to say it. You didn't have to say it. You didn't have to say it. But what?
Tell white folks say that, though. You fucking cunt. What's up, Thugger? Little E-Man, Easy E in the studio. It's cold down there in the Beehive?
No, it's not actually.
Oh, you got on that hoodie like you're a youngin'.
I just wore a hoodie.
Freezing or something.
Nah, I just put a hoodie on.
There.
I just put a hoodie on. I don't know why.
You be all right, man. You ain't got no job, Tommy. You need to come do daycare. Watch my son for me, man, while I run errands around, since you ain't got no job, Tommy.
Okay, I'm not 100% sure what that means. I'm not doing no daycare. You talking about your badass kids?
Yeah. man, you broke the fan, dog. This is my second fan. He broke the fan, man. I can't take it, man. Then the man, I bought a box of cereal and told him I'm coming back to go get the milk, man. And the man pulled a whole box of Captain Crunch on the floor. I was like, oh, my God, what I'm going to do? Man,
Hold on. What kind of Captain Crunch was it? Hold on. Before I even...
You know the good with the little strawberry, the berries and all that.
Just so you know, hold on. It's not Captain Crunch. It's Captain
Come on,
Crunch.
man. Don't...
It's Captain.
What is it?
CAP''N. Captain Crunch. It's not Captain. I just like you to know this stuff, man.
This guy extra, man. He gotta love you, man. You extra. All right, man. And Captain, whatever you want to say, man. Man, you crack me up, man. I can't argue with you. Just gotta laugh, man.
You gotta uplift somebody. I can't say that.
What's
But
on your mind? What's on your mind?
you talking real knowledge, man. You was really speaking, man, and everything. It just basically that's what you saying. You niggas ain't allowed downtown in our area, which you had spoke the truth about. I was doing that remix on Why and all that when they was talking about the curfew downtown at first, and I'm like, they ain't doing this shit because of the white folks. That's all. They don't want you niggas down there. That's all it is. But you got to play the field. It's got to be an even playing field out here. Cause I'm in college here, and I walk my dog and my son and everything. And an innocent bystander see somebody off social media he beefing with or somebody he know and everything accidentally shoot my son, trying to shoot the other guy, person, whatever, whoever they after. So yeah, you go with, and bet that curfew downtown, bet it somewhere in the hood where you stay at, where you lay at. People did a 9 to 5, got to catch the bus, get off the bus. Oh, she shot. Cause dude trying to get after the other person. So you right about that. I can't finally say I agree with Emanuel or what you was spitting today, man. Because it's got to be. And then like what y'all, he came out the gate. What's his name? The jogger, Reverend Charlie Wilburn. Excuse me. He came out. He said she don't have no solution or nothing. The city leaders or the chief. He said that on social media yesterday, man.
Okay.
And I can agree. And I say at least somebody who's been in the field for so long, that born and raised in Cincinnati and know Cincinnati, and been a counselor and whoever else where he was, he knows.
But the truth of the matter is, Twin, there is no solution to this.
It's a solution. It's a damn good solution.
What's the solution?
I'll tell you what's a damn solution.
Okay.
I'll tell you what it is.
Tell me.
I'll make them niggas first 48 on each other.
That is not a solution. People been telling on each other for years, and people are still doing stuff to people. That's not the solution.
Man, to throw them football numbers to them. To sit their ass down at a funeral home. Hey, this one can happen to you. Man, I would flip their whole mind, make them go crazy. Turn off that damn Wi-Fi. Things would never been like this, what? Man. Man, I would do all type of crazy stuff, man. I'll put a pack on them. I'll do it like they treated us in Chicago.
Wait, stop. You just said something key there. You said you would do them like they did y'all in Chicago.
Hell yeah.
Is there still crime in Chicago?
Huh?
Is there still crime in Chicago?
You think it ain't?
Right. So that wasn't the solution.
It was, man. Let me tell you how it broke down. 2000. Let me see. Obama was in there 08, 07, before Obama, 06. When his drill music came about, and people weren't giving a damn, and then they get locked the leaders up back in 98, 97, because they knew it was a movement, and it was about to be a big-ass peace treaty and all that. They was going to come together. Them guys in right now, today, these drill music, young niggas and stuff, Emanuel, I'll tell you right now, man, this one had never jumped off, man. They knew it was a movement, and it was about to be all of them come together as one.
Hold on,
man.
Wait.
I'm trying to put you on game. It was about to be a turnoff. It was about to be a 360 turnaround, man. I'm trying to put you on.
I know you're trying to put me on game. I'm trying to get on game. Okay, so
yeah,
let me ask a few questions to clarify this in my mind. You're saying the solution to crime, the solution to people shooting each other, is treating them like they treated y'all back in the day in Chicago. If they treat people like they treated people back in the day in Chicago, this shooting would stop.
Let me tell you. When you don't have no structure and guidance, Emanuel, you fall off. You got to have structure and guidance on there.
You can't be guidance. But all of that being
well, you go instead of guiding your ass to the jailhouse or the cemetery, it's got to be a guidance. I'm about to put your ass on the right pedestal, man. Come on, Emanuel.
Okay, but they did all of that in Chicago, and the shooting didn't stop. So how is that a solution? If you try, hold on, let me just say this. Let me say this. If you try the solution, and then the solution fails, how is that a solution?
Let me tell you, Emanuel. Let me tell you this, dog. When you got leaders in place, You got board members in place, ministers in place, chiefs in place. From the vice lords, I'm gonna tell you how it works. From the vice lords, GD Stones, all over.
How?
You got different guys in different positions, man. Hey, any violation, anything y'all do, that's a violation. If they would hit the leaders back when I was growing up and when I was going through the whole system, this jump off right now, these young YNs, this would never jumped off, man. They get they remix off
Wait.
drill music and all that.
Hold on.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Wait.
That's all I'm telling you. Go ahead.
Look, I know what you're telling me, but what you're telling me doesn't make sense.
It make a whole lot of sense because let me tell you.
Here's why. Hold on. Let me just. It doesn't make sense to me.
Let me
I'm
tell
not
you.
saying
When
it-
you
I'm
holler
not saying
out
it
old
doesn't
block,
make
when you holler
any
out
sense.
gang and all that, who is you feeling yourself with when you say gang and old block and everything else? Who is you feeling yourself with?
You're asking
You with
me?
the GDs, Vice Lords, Bloods, or Crips. Who is you feeling yourself? So if I run up on you, man, you tell me some gang. What up, G? And what you mean? What's up, man? Oh, I'm a Blood. Are you? Spit some lit. And if you don't know nothing or whatever, I can smack the shit out your ass. Out here false flag and whatever. So it's guidance, instructions to this, it's principle to this, man. See, these youngins don't know. It's monkey see, monkey do. So if they doing this shit in Chicago, it's going to spread like a disease. It's going to come to Cleveland, Columbus, Nass, and Cincinnati.
But
Now everybody hollering Oak Block or woo-woo or Sue-woo and all that. Now they Bloods in Cincinnati. Come on, man.
okay. But all of that being said, how
You don't have no guidance instruction, man. They broke all that off. When they locked all them leaders up in Chicago that was about to be a movement and everything, that's when they broke it out. They like, no, these niggas getting too uppity.
Twin.
Just like, the Black Panther, everybody.
twin?
Civil rights movement. Now I'm trying to put your ass on game if you listen.
No, you're
Come
really,
out
you're
twin.
really. I promise you, you're not.
I forgot who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Mr.
here is.
I don't
hold on.
understand.
Let me ask you this. And I'm trying to think of a real quick scenario for you, right? Let's say at Kroger, right? Every time they deliver milk, you order 100 gallons of milk, they only deliver 50 gallons of milk. Every time. And so one of the supervisors, maybe even you, say, I got a solution for this. I got a solution. Say, what's the solution? So what we gonna do is instead of submitting our order
You said what?
electronically.
They came up short.
Yeah, they came up short. So instead of submitting our order electronically, the solution is we gonna have somebody personally deliver the order to the milk company, right? And so the person personally delivered an order to the milk company, 100 gallons of milk, and then when the
It
order
don't work
come
like
in,
that with Kroger.
then when the order come in, it's still only 50.
It don't work like that
It's
with
still
Kroger, dude.
It don't matter exactly how it works. When the order come in, it's still only 50 gallons of milk. And then they like, I told you that was the solution. You're like, how is that the solution when it didn't fix a damn thing? We still in the same spot that we was getting 50 gallons
don't
of
make
milk
no sense.
when we need
Everything
100
is-
gallons.
No, everything is computerized. It don't make no sense. If you shoot up 100, whatever, make what if you don't order period? They go shoot that thing. That thing go the system go project that you need what you need. Say you don't order nothing, put nothing in the system. They go send you whatever they want to send your ass. 100, 200, 300.
Bro,
It happened before. I know how the system
it was
at Kroger
not
works.
meant to be a study in the way that Kroger orders milk. It was a hypothetical. It was an analogy to show
There
you.
ain't no analogy,
that
whatever you
just
saying, I don't
because
back.
someone says
Because I
they
know
have
the
a
system.
solution, but the solution doesn't work. Is it really a solution?
Man, a solution. It is a solution. It does work. I'm telling you how it would have worked.
No,
So
hold
go
on.
with
You
that,
can't
man.
tell me how it would have worked. How did it work? Is there still crime in Chicago?
It didn't work because they
Yes.
locked all the damn
Hold
leaders
on,
up,
hold
goofy.
on. Is there still crime in Chicago?
Yeah, it's crime everywhere. Now how you gonna ask that little
So
goofy question?
whatever you asked, your solution was in Chicago, it didn't work. It's not a solution. It didn't solve anything. The problem is still there and getting worse.
I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
But I'm telling you how it was gonna be a movement, man. It would have been a small solution to the problem. If they would have, just like they holding what's called fat ass Prince holding Larry Hoover. Larry's 80 years old, man. 75. He ain't about to be on no gangbang and stuff. Where'd you hold him up? You know why? It's too political. He's too political for the system. He know too much. He go show these young fellas guidance and everything. This how I need to go, baby. This how I need to be ran. Don't, ain't gonna go out there, hey, go shoot up the BD, go shoot up Vice Lord. No. He paid his debt to society, man. That's how it works. That's why it was a movement, man. I'm trying to tell you what was going to take place.
But it's not a solution.
It was going to be the solution, man. We can solve this right now.
Okay,
we can end a little bit of it.
Hold on.
If you got 50,000 members, you running 28 states out of United States. What? 28 states. Is governed by the gangster disciples. 28 growth and development. Gone with that, man. Over 75,000 members, man. Come on.
You're in Cincinnati.
They would go spread it. Hey, man, Chief want us to do this. Chief want us to be this way. Come on, man. Just like if you was a Muslim or something. Hey, Farrakhan want us to do this. Farrakhan want us to have this way. Come on, man.
You're in Cincinnati.
Man, you can't talk to me with this, man. You cannot do that. Because you don't know.
Oh, my God. You're in Cincinnati, Ohio. It's 2025.
It's the movement because spread to Cincinnati.
Let me get the question out. You don't even know what the question is.
You go ask something crazy. Go ahead.
You're in Cincinnati, 2025. What can you say there's a solution. There is, according to you, a simple solution to stop shootings in Cincinnati. Man. What is the solution right now in Cincinnati?
I will sit down at the table and really talk to these parents, man. And
that's a big ass table that you want to talk to all the parents in Cincinnati. Just you're gonna get them all around a big ass table and just talk to them, and that's gonna solve everything.
Just like you do commercials and all that, do it on there. Do a commercial, go live, virtual, whatever the case may be. How they come on there, the city managers do they little city meetings and all that to the public. You can talk like that, man. Spread the message. Hey, this what's gonna happen if your little John, Ray, Tanika and them out there want to act a donkey. This what's gonna happen to you.
They already know what's gonna happen if they get caught.
No, they don't.
Yes, they
do.
They
don't. You put fine in their feet. They go know.
They know. They know they gonna go to jail. They know it.
I forgot who the hell I'm talking to.
They
You's
did
a porch
it on
monkey,
Fountain
so you
Square
don't know.
With 4 police officers.
You ain't never
on
been
Fountain
through nothing,
Square.
so you can't relate. You can't relate.
Oh my God.
I can't relate to you, man. You ain't never been through shit. So how can I relate to something that ain't never been through nothing? I can't relate to you, man. I got to speak with somebody who really been through it and know the system.
And
you try to know, but you don't know.
The problem. That's part of the problem.
That ain't the problem.
That is part of the problem.
No, it ain't.
If the only people who understand how to stop it is the people who caused it, and they can't comprehend like a simple analogy, we in trouble.
Man, we ain't in trouble with nothing, man. It can be solved, man. They get paid off our pain and suffering, man. The system do, man.
I don't even know what you're saying.
They can put a stop to that damn revolving door to the prison pipeline. They can do that, man. But no.
Twin,
incarcerate a nigga, what, 30, 50,000?
Twin, you don't take my word for a whole lot of stuff, but take my word for this. And I'm saying this out of love, okay? I'm saying this out of love. Like, I love you, my brother. I love you. But what you're saying sounds really, really stupid.
Okay, young man. What's your solution then?
I told you I don't have a solution. Why come up with a stupid solution that is not going to actually be a solution?
So what would it? Well, I'll say, what would your initiative on it be?
I don't know. That's my point.
So you don't know, just like Reverend Milburn.
But I'm not going to give some horribly ridiculous, nonsensical non-solution just to say I gave one.
I bet if I go down there, if I really get down to it, if I really go down there, I bet you I can talk some sense to them damn the police and them damn detectives. I know I can. Hey man, I got an agenda on this shit. Sit down with me. I'm from the streets. I've been through the struggle. I know how it is.
Don't do it. That don't carry as much weight as you think it do.
I don't give a fuck what you say. I'm gonna do it because I want to. Who the hell are you?
That does not carry
Man,
as much
your
weight
name,
as you think
Livingston
it do.
name carry
When you go and talk to certain black people and you like, man, I'm a G. I done did this. I done been in there. I'm a this. I'm a that. They look at you and they like, ooh, wisdom. When you go to certain other people like, I'm a gangster. I done did this. I've been in jail. They look at you like, okay, we about to have to lock this nigga up. Bro, take 3 steps back, turn around, put your hands, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, claiming that I'm a gangster don't carry as much weight as you think it does.
I wouldn't even come down. I wouldn't even
community
present
of people
myself like
that look at
I'm a
gangsters and
gangster and all
value them
that.
and think that they're somehow deities.
Like that. That's your thinking. I wouldn't present myself. I'm glad you think
You just said I go down there and tell them I'm a G. I'm a gangster. I've been in the system, blah, blah, blah. You said it. I didn't say it. You said it.
I would talk. You saying like I'll come down there like Macho Man Randy Savage or something?
You said you would go down there and say that.
Say,
I didn't say that.
Here's what I think about this. How y'all should work this. If you don't take my advice, whatever on you, you can agree or disagree. I'll assess it.
Twin, you're the one said you would go down there and tell them you a gangster, you've been in the system and all of that kind of stuff. I didn't make that up. You said that's what you would open with. So I'm just letting you know that don't carry as much weight with people who don't look up to gangsters as you think it does.
Man, I can tell you how I can flip the strip on their ass. Like, man, I can really throw some knowledge at their ass.
Don't flip the strip.
Like, man, hey, this how it should be, man. Y'all want y'all city back or y'all want these people in line or whatever? Don't just put it all on us black folks clowning and stuff. What about them white boys and everything? It just can't be just us now. I know we acting cuckoo a little bit, but it just can't just put it all on us.
This is getting this is sounding less and less like a solution the more you talk.
Shut your ass up, man.
I'm just telling you, you're not giving no solutions.
Well, this is my advice or whatever.
What you're saying is nonsensical.
I don't see your ass doing nothing. You probably been hollering the same. Why is he killing? Have you ever go down there and talk to him?
Talk to who?
The city manager or anybody.
Why am I gonna go down there and talk to them?
I
don't have a solution.
Okay? I'm saying, so you're okay with the killing and shooting? Like,
no,
hey,
I'm not okay with it.
I'll say, so why you don't go down there and talk to them or say anything about it?
I don't have a solution to give them.
Oh, but you got agenda and everything else, advice and all that when it comes to voting and all that, huh?
What?
You can bash people and all that for voting for the opposite and everything, but you don't have no other good advice to leeway to these youngins that's acting a donkey crashing out here.
What in the hell are you talking about? I just said I don't have a solution to stop shootings. You said you do. You gave us a solution.
I'm saying you can come up. You can bash me for voting for Trump and all that, and you did this, and it's your fault and all that. But you can't go down there and tell people.
What does that have to do with a solution for people shooting each other?
Man, you wouldn't be a good motivational speaker. I see that now. I can tell by your voice and how you carry yourself on this podcast. You wouldn't be no good motivational speaker.
Okay.
I'm just saying, keeping it real.
You're right. I wouldn't be a good motivational speaker. You're right.
Because I would look at you right now just by your voice and everything, and you talking, he's full of shit.
Okay.
That's how I look at it.
Okay.
Because you don't have no solution and no agenda about anything.
Okay.
No strategy or nothing.
You're right. You're right.
I know I'm right.
Okay.
And you can agree with me today. Like I won't agree with you, and I'm not going to be the reason somebody smile today.
Okay. Be the reason somebody frown.
Bye.
All right. Oh my God. Oh my God. I know I don't have to say it, but I have to say it. If you have a solution to something, it should actually solve the something. That's what solutions do. They solve things. I got a solution to crime. They should do what they did in Chicago. Is it still crime in Chicago? Yeah. Then it didn't solve it. It didn't solve it. Solutions solve things. That's what they do. This is kind of what I was talking about. I told y'all, people keep talking about, oh, I got the solution. And oversimplifying this stuff. This is complicated stuff. The solution is tell them how much time they're going to get. Call all the parents in the city of Cincinnati to the big giant table and sit down and tell them, I'm a gangster. I've been to prison. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. They're going to go to jail for a lot of years. You heard? I'm out. And then all the parents in Cincinnati going to go home and take hold of the youth. And there's going to be no more crime. That don't even sound like a bad movie. Like no bad movie writer would even write that bullshit. Like that. Jerica.
I can look you in your eyes and tell you will never be a good motivational speaker.
Oh.
Yet I call into your show every time you show up like church.
Look, he
That
might
was
be
the
right about that.
craziest
I
call.
can't say it. I mean, I've actually been called on to be a motivational speaker and given a number of motivational speeches. Some quite effective. I've actually had kids, grown men now, come up to me and say, man, if you hadn't said this, if you hadn't said that, I was going to do this, but you convinced me not to do that. But that was back in the day. Like now, if you know, there's the light has gone out in my eyes, and you can probably just look at me and tell I wouldn't be a good
Can just look at you. I can look at you, and then I can hear it in your voice that I'm
Yes.
listening to that motivated me to call you to have this conversation in the first place. But, you know, there's that. And I don't want to make anyone smile. However, Twin, you have made everyone laugh today with the idiotic comments that you have made. When that joker, and I hate doing this, but I kind of enjoy it. When that joker gave you that feedback in regards to a hypothetical, I was like, that's not how we do shit around here. I was like, does he not understand that this is like make-believe? Maybe you should have used that word.
Maybe.
You know what? I think so. As a motivational speaker, I would suggest that you kind of bring it down to meet people where they are, right? You can't use hypothetical and conundrum and things of that nature because you might cause them to fumble, cause them to foul even. Like, did you hear how excited he was to use the C word? He was excited as hell.
He really
But-
was. I didn't want him to
Yes,
use
he
it.
was really excited. I could tell. I think we all read the room to see, like, we're not going to say the word. He was like, yeah, kind of like when you spell a curse word in front of a kid and then the dumb relative who says the actual word and you're like, damn, nigga, we was trying not to say the word. Or we don't want to say Santa. Like, but he's that one that'll be like, Santa Claus ain't real? Like, nigga,
Ugh.
what are we doing here? So, yes, like, that was just a very interesting call to be piggybacked after CK's call. I am thoroughly convinced that CK just calls. Now, again, I do think he's a character, right? I think he may be more intelligent than what he comes off as on radio.
Yes.
And I think some of these stories are so fake. I don't think he's like the fucking freaking maids who clean his house that also smoke crack and eat dog food, and I don't know any of those things. Nor have I ever come across a woman who wants to sleep with her daughter's boyfriend. I don't know about any of that. But what was even more odd is that many of his calls just go to sex. So I think he really calls in just to, like, get his rocks off on talking about sex. He's talked about gay sex, jail sex, women having sex with themselves, women having sex with gay dudes. Like, he has talked about so much sex on this show that is just mind-boggling. Like, how does everything circle back to sex?
You can't blame
Very
a man
odd.
for liking sex. You can't blame that.
But talking about it on air,
Well,
like, we're not even talking about sex. Like, he finds a way to bring the conversation to sex. We're talking about gardening. Then he starts talking about hoes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the fuck? We were talking about baking a cake, and this nigga's talking about slapping cheeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't quite understand how we get back to sex when it comes to him. I just don't understand that. I mean, you just have some interesting callers. I enjoy because I just enjoy listening. It's just hilarious. I mean, of course, sometimes you have, real topics when they allow you to, because once they come on, I mean, it just goes off the rail. But, yeah, I'm just glad that you're back.
Well, I'm glad I'm back, too.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for all of your support while I was gone.
Of course, because they wouldn't stay out my inbox. I was like, what the fuck? Come back, nigga. I'm scared. I was like, he's not alive. He's not dead. I promise. He's not dead. Okay, I didn't want anything.
All right. Well, I appreciate you.
Of course, I appreciate you too. Bye.
All right. That is Jerica. I don't know what happened. The comments kind of stopped scrolling up here on the screen. I don't know what happened. But I see they're still okay, there they go. They look like they back now. Or at least looks like the YouTube comments are back. But all right, y'all, it's about time for me to get out of here anyway. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Oh, hold on. Another call. I got a few minutes left. Brent.
Hey, what's going on, Emanuel?
Hey, what's going on with you?
All right. Hey, we'll get the serious stuff out of the way. We are more than halfway through the month of October, and you've never said what we were supposed to be doing to support breast cancer awareness month. What's going on?
Well, I think what happened yesterday was a number of people, I had on the hoodie, and a number of people said they wanted to do hoodies again, or, sweatshirts / hoodies, whatever. So I'm going to try to make that happen.
Okay.
And I don't know what organization the proceeds will go to. So if anyone has any ideas, then I'm open to them. So let me know.
All right. Okay. All right. I just didn't want it to slip your mind. I know you're doing a lot of things and got a lot of irons in the fire. But speaking of fire, the old saying, to fight fire with fire. I'm surprised Twin didn't say we need to fight crime with crime. Or, you know the way to defeat cancer, you give them more cancer, let them two fight it out, and then they'll both be gone. Just something foolish like that.
Yes.
But Marquetta's call yesterday. Like I said before, love her passion. I just think her inclusions and everything that she tries to throw into the mix just does nothing but confuse everything, especially when the information is, woefully misleading or straight up false. It just doesn't help bolster, a lot of her arguments. Like, there is no martial law in Chicago. There is actually no National Guard in the neighborhoods in Chicago. There have been several cases and injunctions. They are there in certain federal locations, but they are not roaming the neighborhoods. So, maybe it's another city that is under martial law, which there aren't any in the United States under martial law. So whoever that, old lady who's saying this first time that she's been able to walk to the grocery store in 20 years, it ain't Chicago. It ain't Memphis. It ain't D.C. because they weren't even there. They were around.
Well, now hold on. In all fairness, I saw, and granted, this was maybe a month or two ago, but I did see some interviews. I think it was in Washington D.C. Where there were some National Guardsmen somewhere, and they were interviewing people, and some of the people were saying, oh, I feel so safe. I can finally walk to the store and all of the stuff that Marquetta was saying that they were saying. But there was an equal number of people, at least that they showed, that was saying, I don't feel safe with the National Guard camped out, in this particular neighborhood. Like, I fear something might happen to me. So just the idea that some people said something makes
Yeah.
it true, I reject
Hmm.
that. But in fairness, I did hear people making statements like that about the presence of the National Guard.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll back down off of that point because I didn't see those interviews, so I'll take your word for it there. Um, yeah, Tyree Nichols about the officers that beat the hell out of him and everything. They didn't get much time and everything. They got a little bit of sentence time. They haven't been sentenced yet. So a couple of them pleaded guilty, a couple of them were convicted. So I think it was what I saw was they're facing anywhere from 5 to 40 years by December, unless the sentencing gets delayed. Which, with the legal process, you can get continuances and all of the other good stuff and everything. And didn't nobody in the community think that those black men who are cops, were doing the right thing. They were wrong. They were wrong. And some of them were actually Omega Psi Phi. And I got some friends who were accused, and they condemned them jokers too. They said, no, they don't. They were accused, but that ain't what we're about.
But it
So
kind of is. But go ahead.
you talk about the whole hazing thing
Yes,
and all
yes.
that. Yeah. We'll say that for another day. But yeah, and then also with pulling folks out of the bayous, and it was confusing me because I'm thinking Marquetta's still up in Cincinnati, and when she mentioned bayous and she's not there, so I'm like, okay, she must be in the Houston area, and that's like 5 hours from Dallas. Texas is huge; it's like 6 times larger than Ohio. So you can go 5 hours and still be in Texas. You can go 10 hours and still be in Texas driving. So they're not pulling people out of bayous every week, every day. Last year it was like 20, and this year it's like 25 total that they pulled out. But a lot of those cases have been investigated, and some have said suicide, accidents, and everything. And if you got black people, we can't swim, and if we fall in one of those bayous, you can wind up drowning. And down in that area, they do have, alligators and things like that. So, could some of them be, murder because they got like the I-15, or 45 corridor murders and everything? Yeah, that's been going on for decades and unsolved. But to try to once again conflate all of that information together, plus inflate the numbers that they're allegedly pulling out, is just it's too much, and it's not really helping your case until someone just does a basic Google search. Not even research. You don't have to research any of this stuff that I'm talking about. It's just basic Google searches. But that's pretty much it with that. One more thing. Why is the solution for black people when crime occurs in our neighborhoods or whatever that white folks won't come to anyway unless they buying drugs or tail? Why is the solution only to bring in police and military and Vortex? Because Lincoln, I'm surprised he hasn't said Vortex in a while. Why is that the solution when we have mayors like the mayor in Baltimore, which he has detailed out several times on what he did in order to reduce the crime in Baltimore City? And guess what? None of it increased police patrol. In fact, a part of it was actually police accountability. Because if I'm a citizen and I think the police are dirty because I saw them jack up my cousin who wasn't doing a damn thing, I'm going to be less likely to call that Crime Stoppers number on the other dude selling drugs on the block, because he may be in with that dude selling drugs on the block and may tell him that I'm the one who that ain't snitching, who told on him. to improve the community. So if the community doesn't have any faith in the police, they're less likely to assist them in getting the bad element, which we agree is not even 10%, 5%. It's a very small
1%.
percentage of people.
It's not even
1%.
a half of a percent.
Okay, so we're talking about an extremely small number that you want to bring in a police force and stop and frisk and beat them upside the head and harass just to catch that 1%. That doesn't make sense. Unless you're trying to uphold white supremacy, unless you have, confirmation bias that, all black people are bad and the culture's bad, everything's bad about black folks, and that's why I hate black folks.
And Brent, again, and this is, if I remember correctly, this is what the chief said during her press conference, that when that shooting happened on Fountain Square, there were 4 officers on Fountain Square when the shooting happened. So a heavy police presence ain't gonna stop somebody if they just take a notion to shoot somebody.
Well, no, we need to quintuple, the number of police out there. We need 1 police for every 5 black people under the age of 18 to make sure they don't do nothing. We need a police escort.
And not to even mention that the person who did the shooting wasn't under the age of 18.
Yeah. So it's crazy. It's the easy solution is just simply more police, because you ain't got to do nothing. We'll just do more police, give the police what they want, acquiesce to all their demands. They need more police. They need more military gear. They need more everything. But
and, of course, more overtime.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, more overtime, more double dipping, the whole 9 yards. That's the police union's job is to advocate for the police, whether they're good, good, bad, right, wrong, or whatever. They're trying to make that money for the police force. So they'll never say, no, we really don't need this extra money. If they have extra money, they're going to find a way to spend it. I remember one of my co-op jobs working for Westinghouse down in South Carolina. It was a nuclear storage facility. They had 7 reactors, only 1 on cold standby, nothing, up and running. But they had budget. And my job was to try to figure out where all this money was going. And what I found out is that from all the different tool cribs, because they had maintenance peoples and everything, they had like 14,000 3/8 electric drills. That's almost the total number of people but admins and engineers and things like that on facility who don't do that work. But at the end of the year, they had to use up that budget to justify them getting that budget plus whatever percentage they put on top of it. So it was, I'm sure they didn't like me after that project was finished. After I showed them what was going on, I helped them implement a system to where they could actually track what the other tool cribs had on hand, so they could get the right tools that they actually needed. Or if people weren't returning tools, they were walking out of the gate. Things like that, taking it home with them. So, loss prevention type stuff. But yeah, but they're accountability. In my eyes, if the police show that they are willing to hold their officers accountable and aren't the first time something happens, jump out there and say, no, my cops are good and everything, and then you have this whole battle and wind up that they're dirty, then you left looking stupid and you left, killing the morale of the citizenry, which they never care about that. They only care about the morale of the police, but they don't give a damn about the morale of, say, like the teachers, and continue taking more money from them. So, we have to get, as a society, our priorities straight on what we're going to do going forward, not only, black, white, and everything, but all together. Do we want to, suffer, or do we want all of us to thrive? And unfortunately, people profit off of folks suffering and conflict and building new prisons and things like that. So it's challenging and it's rough.
Oh, and just
But
and I want to Vernon, thank you. I forgot to mention, he says that they're gonna bring CDRT and SWAT, and they're gonna be stationed, I guess, all day, all night on Fountain Square.
making overtime, doing nothing, twiddling
Yeah,
their thumbs
yeah.
on social media.
And again,
Nah.
if you're under 18, you're not allowed to be there, even though it was a 24-year-old who did the
Yeah.
shooting. So it
And
just
it's all performative.
100%. Like I said, he was using his big boy tough guy voice during the press conference. So
Yeah, and he doesn't have to, because I can't see, well, right now, as it stands now, I can't see a scenario where Bowman actually comes anywhere close to near beating him, not even within 10 points of beating him. But if you have larger aspirations, I don't know his aspirations and everything, but politics is a tricky game that you have to play, and thankfully I'm not in it. All right. Now, finish with that. Now it's part 2 for the wrestling report, and I want to go back to with the wrestling report. We'll start with actually what Marquetta brought up about some brothers retiring,
okay,
and I'm thinking she's talking about John Cena and AJ Styles. But she was actually talking about the Dudley Boys.
oh,
They had a final ladder match against the Hardy Boys
yeah.
at Victory Road TNA, and from what I saw, it was a great pay-per-view that I'm going to have to go back and watch.
That's what I've heard.
They
Yeah, she threw me when she said some twins, and I'm like,
yeah.
the twins.
But you remember back in ECW, they were supposed to be twins,
yeah.
or at the very least brothers. They're
Yeah, but so yeah, that was what threw me, and I was I
Yeah.
was like, they're clearly not twins, and she said she saw some twins. I was thinking, the Usos, but okay, that makes sense now.
Yeah, so I wound up catching it right when they were finishing up. They were waving to the crowd because they took off their boots and they gave them to the Hardy Boys, and that's a sign that, hey, I'm hanging it up. We're done with wrestling, in-ring wrestling type of deal. So, but it was, I saw some clips of it, and it looked like it was pretty good. And they've always put on good matches. Even though when the Dudley Boys came over from ECW to WWF, you see they stole all of New Jack's camouflage gear.
Yeah.
So, yeah, New Jack was pissed about that. I saw some interviews. He was pissed. But, so we'll stay with that one with TNA wrestling right now. So you had new TNA champion is Mike Santana. I don't know if you're familiar with LAX, with Conan was leading it. He was one of the members of that group.
I vaguely remember them. Yes.
Yeah, so he's the champion, had his daughter in the ring. It was, a little touchy moment with his young daughter. Daughter looked like she was about maybe, 10, 11. So that was a cute moment. But they had a X Division championship match. It was Javon Evans. He's in NXT, so you probably haven't seen him wrestle. But they call him the young OG, the black kid. And then you have Leon Slater, who's the X Division champion in TNA, and he's like 20 years old from the UK, black dude. And them jokers put on one hell of a match. They look like they've been wrestling 20 years. So I've seen like a 5-minute extended clip of their match, which wound up being 20 minutes, but just the chemistry that they had in the ring and hitting their moves, they're going to do good if racism doesn't get in the way of all of that. But they did really good. But the last thing, we'll jump to WWE, the Cena versus Styles match. Did you see that match?
No, I'm not a Cena fan, so I really don't watch any of his matches.
AJ Styles makes John Cena matches watchable. And they have a pretty good chemistry because the whole angle that they had with AJ Styles when he had the I forgot his Bullet Club brothers with him, that they were going to beat up John Cena. So even before the match, John Cena gave the announcer a piece of paper and essentially was given all the accolades to AJ Styles from with him being in TNA and his championships and everything and Bullet Club. So he gave him his flowers. And you could tell AJ Styles was totally surprised. But the match was a good back and forth match to where they were doing homages to finishers of other wrestlers, old school wrestlers, like they did like the RKO, and they tried the pedigree, and they did the Scorpion Death Drop, Sting's move. I can't remember all the moves they did, but they did the Batista bomb. So they were doing, it was like a wrestling throwback homage.
Yes.
So if you just find that one, you would really enjoy it. And lastly, Seth Rollins got speared by Braun Breaker last night. Did you see?
I did.
In the morning.
I did see that.
But apparently Seth Rollins got another shoulder injury, so he's going to be on the shelf, which he has unfortunately had a bunch of injuries, and it's going to, I know the writers are scrambling to figure out what the hell are we going to do now.
You know what? Here's something I don't understand. I've never understood this. Okay, you're injured. You know, you got a shoulder injury, whatever. You get surgery. You're rehabbing. You can still show up to TV and be your character. Although, you know what I'm saying, you can't take no bumps, so you can't get in the ring or whatever. But you can still, like, they can sell the shoulder surgery as, man, Braun Strowman cut him in half, and now he's showing up to you don't have to completely stop that story because he's injured. I never understood why they don't do that.
They could have kept the group together because now it looks like it's broken up, which to me, it just started, why break it up? They could have kept it together and then kept him protected, have him being forced to, you know, the old school 30 days. If you don't defend, you got to vacate the title. They could put him in a no disqualification match. Braun Breaker and the Bronson Reed come out, destroy him. Then he, you know, puts the foot on top of him, 1, 2, 3, to keep the clock going.
Right.
You know, so yeah, there are ways that you can actually keep them on TV, keep them relevant instead of making them go away, and then you're coming up with a whole different storyline, you know, as a part of this male soap opera that we call wrestling.
I agree.
So yeah, but that's all I got. Yeah, there's a whole lot more, but we'll save it when I think about it. I've left my other notebook at home, so that's my gift to you, LaDonna. No more wrestling report for today.
All right. Hey, Brent, I appreciate it.
All right, and happy hacking, is that what y'all say in the cyber security industry?
I don't know. I'm not in the industry yet.
Okay.
Trying to get my foot in the door.
Yeah, now if they do some hazing and everything, yeah, you better, you know.
Yeah, no, I'm not getting hazed. I'm sorry.
All right, take it easy.
All right. All right, that was Brent. Shahira says, I don't think Emanuel really cares about all this like Brent does, but doesn't have the heart to tell him. Like, he's into it, but not nearly as much as Brent is. Does anyone else feel this way? Well, Brent is into it, I would say maybe a little more than me, in that he watches a lot. Like, I don't watch NXT, and I stopped watching AEW. And, you know, some of the AAA and New Japan Pro Wrestling, I kind of stopped watching those. So, you know, I don't know as much about those. So when he's talking about that stuff, I'm just listening, you know, to the different storylines and maybe a good match, because I watch a good match, you know. So maybe a good match here or there. But no, if I didn't want to hear it, I'd just tell Brent, like, bro, I don't want to hear no wrestling report. I would just tell him. All right, y'all. Oh, let me see. I think that's about it. Sierra wants to know, did anybody else watch The Rock's new movie, The Smashing Machine? It was all right. I didn't watch it. Don't intend on watching it. I forget what it was that The Rock did. I'm not a big fan of The Rock either. I used to like The Rock, but he did something, which I can't even remember what it was. Not a big fan of his. Vern says to get into the hacking community, you have to let them stick a flash drive up your butt. That is so stupid. Oh, that's so stupid. I don't even know why it's funny. Oh, but it's hilarious to me. Oh. The answer would be no. Oh, that is so stupid. Oh. Oh. Key.
Hey, Emanuel, how are you?
Key, I am fantastic. How are you?
Oh, man, I wasn't going to call because I was going to let you go after that call like it was going on and on and on, so I'm going to be quick. I just called to say, hey, how you doing? I still listen. And I'm wearing my hoodie and somebody at my job wanted one too. They from another race. I told them like you donated to an African-American doctor, so they were just excited to see the breast cancer hoodie, so.
All right.
Yep. So just saying hey, just calling to say hey, that's it.
Well, hey, thank you for supporting and still wearing the hoodie.
You know I still wear my hoodie. You remember I bought two of them.
You did. Yes.
Yeah, one for me and one for, you know.
Hold on. Do you still wear the Adidas shirt?
I still wear that too, under the hoodie.
Now, you got to wear it out and about so that people can be like, hey.
I know, but I ain't trying to get, you know that's the copyright.
No, you
2
can't.
on 2.
No, you can't get sued for wearing it. I promise you.
That's what everybody say. Hey, Tanika. Hey, everybody.
Oh,
Hey, Jeannie.
that's
Hey,
funny.
everybody. Miss y'all. All right. Emmanuel, I'm going to let you go.
Key, I appreciate you calling.
All right. Till next time.
All right.
All right.
And I'm glad that she's still listening. I ain't heard from Miss Key in a long time. All right, y'all. I got to get out of here. Got to get ready to go make this appointment. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me. Again, I want to reiterate, I don't believe there's a solution. I do believe there are some things that, we can do and should do. I think we should first, which, believe it or not, I really believe is one of the most important things, is acknowledge that it's not just us. I think that's important. I mean, I think when you look at, why, because you create a racial stereotype when you see other people do bad, but I don't care about them. I only care about us. You put out the idea that we're the only people who do bad. And there are a number of dangers in that. One of the dangers is, and it's just, I'm going to say science has kind of, but maybe it's not proven by science. But if you tell young people this is how black people are, and you put whatever stereotype on there, you don't show a balanced, it's not black people ain't this way, people are this way. Some black people, some white people, some Asian people, some Indians, and so on and so forth. Well, I guess Indians are also Asians. But if you create in their head, this is an acceptable way to behave in this community, because other communities don't do this. And if you tell young people this is an acceptable way to behave, sometimes you get some of them who will behave that way. So I think first, we got to acknowledge that it's not just us. And stop talking about, I don't care what they do, I only care about us. Because that's a cop-out. Second, I think we do have to acknowledge that it is a problem. But I don't know anyone who doesn't. I genuinely don't know anyone who's walking around talking about, hey, I like all the shootings. I wish we could have more. I don't know anyone who does that. But yeah, you have to acknowledge there's a problem. And then, I don't know, you gotta try to change the culture, and it's gonna be small ways. Like, I can't just walk into every record company and say, stop making music that glorify violence. I can't do that. So, I wish they would stop making that music to glorify violence. But you got to start teaching young people that that stuff is bad. Another thing I think we have to do is we kind of have to acknowledge that for the most part, we get it right. The overwhelming majority of black people have never shot anyone on Fountain Square. Have never shot anyone in their neighborhood. That is the extreme minority. Probably less than 100th, 1,000th of a percentage. Less than. But we act like, oh, every day, this is what we do all the time, and it's all the young people doing it. So yeah, we got to acknowledge that overwhelmingly we're not doing that. And then kind of zero in on the people who are. Yes, you got to start with young people, the young parents. But again, I think a lot of this is cultural. It's the culture. I'm not against a reasonable police presence. I would say 4 officers on Fountain Square sound about right. But if you wanted to put a few more, posting SWAT officers up around Fountain Square just in case somebody get into an argument in City Bird. So what, you can snipe them real quick? Like, oh, he shot that guy, shoot him. Yeah, does that really sound like a reasonable solution? Because this stuff is not about solutions. This stuff is about optics. I'm going to stand here and sound tough and shake my head while I talk about it, and this is unacceptable. We're not going to take this and all of that stuff. All that there probably still wouldn't have stopped that guy from shooting those 2 guys and running off. But it's about optics. Like Vernon correctly said, in my opinion, man, it's an election year and he don't want to look soft on crime. And they've made crime into an issue. Oh, you mean they made crime an issue? Crime is an issue. Crime is an issue. But they've made crime an issue. Crime is an issue when they want it to be an issue. Again, and I heard Lincoln Ware talking about this, and then I went and looked it up. The issue that happened on Short Vine with all the white people, they didn't hold a press conference for that. Because that's not an issue to them. This is an issue that they've made bigger just because it's an election year. So don't buy into don't act like it ain't real. I mean, it's real. It's sad. It's real, but it ain't SWAT on Fountain Square. Curfew under 18, 6 p.m. That's just for the sake of optics. No one's actually trying to, well, I can't say nobody. They're not actually trying to solve crime. Again, probably because they know they can't. If you're in the city of Cincinnati and you're committing crimes, we're going to find you and we're going to lock you up. That was my impersonation of y'all mayor. Because he said something to that effect. We know they're not really trying to lock up criminals. But if you got a case that makes the news and they can use it for the optics and they're black, then they'll do that. All right. I really do have to get out of here. I want everybody to enjoy the rest of the day. If you're on your way to that meeting, please give us a update tomorrow. Again, I can't be there, but please give us an update tomorrow. Let us know how everything went. That's about it. If you're out and about, enjoying your evening, have a really good time. And as always, be the reason that somebody smiles. Till next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.